What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Last Down Podcast. We're back, baby. We're back. It's been a while. We're here and ready to start a new season. I'm here with my boy Anguiano.
And with our boy Nathan. It's finally his first appearance in the show.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it was a long time coming, but I'm here.
Yeah. But yeah, we're excited. You know, it's basically the off season now, and there's a lot going on. A lot lot that's happened, and let's start it off. Let's start off a new season for us.
Well, obviously, since it's already late July and all these last-minute decisions with the rosters, what do you think about, D-Hop to Tennessee?
Well, that's the move that, honestly, a lot of people were looking at, and honestly, I'm pissed. I am beyond pissed that D-Hop went to the Titans. He should have been a Chief.
What do you think?
I really don't like the decision from D-Hop. He gets paid. Congrats to him. But fit-wise, fantasy-wise, but most importantly, fit-wise, he's not really going to win anything. Let's be real. That team just sucks.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like we're all in the same, boat. I think D-Hop is kind of dumb, if I'm being honest. I mean, New England, it would have made more sense to me. Better coaching, better defense, and even the quarterback, I feel like is a little bit more stable there because Ryan Tannehill was pretty mid in 2022. And certainly, like, Will Levis, I don't have too much hope in him. I feel like him and Malik Willis are literally the same type of quarterback. But
I don't agree with that. Malik Willis is more mobile. He's more of that, he's not really that type of same guy as Tannehill. Tannehill is a pocket passer, and I can see Malik Willis being more, mobile than Tannehill.
Well, Malik is he's very raw. He doesn't really have the accuracy yet shown from last year,
Yeah.
I don't think he's quite ready. I kind of agree with Anguiano here, but, I just really don't believe in Malik right now.
No, Patriots-wise, I don't think the quarterback situation is like better. I think last year we all saw the reality with Mac Jones. He was just not. He wasn't 100% either. So I can't judge him 100%. But I just feel like it's not much of a difference.
would you say the Chiefs would have been like the most ideal fit then?
That would have been the best possible fit. Yeah. But I don't think he was willing to take that pay cut.
Yeah, it was a massive pay cut.
Yeah.
He would be asking for way less than he got with the Titans.
Yeah, because the Chiefs' cap space is like just under $1 million, which is crazy to actually think about. The Mahomes contract is starting to hit.
100%. Yeah, I think that's when that happened. That's when a lot of people realized that pay. I mean, him getting that contract was going to ruin a lot of things. So no, I know Kelsey's contract year is coming up, so that's going to be another concern.
And now with the more crazier news with the running backs, let's start off with Saquon because obviously he didn't get the extension, and I don't know if you saw, but he was on a podcast recently talking about that he may sit out. Mm-hmm. I mean, what do you guys think about that?
I'll start it off basically saying that the running back market is done. I just think that at this time, if you're a running back, you got to be like, am I really going to be a position in 5 years, 10 years? Is this position still going to exist? Because the year of the days of extensions, the days of big contracts for the running backs is extinct now. So I'm very sad. I'm very disappointed that the Giants didn't provide those extensions.
It's actually crazy that I actually didn't expect you to even talk about extinction because that's crazy to think about because even Derrick Henry, you're not the only one, I guess, because Derrick Henry was even with the tweet, was talking about potentially the running back position just gone,
Well, it's because I got to think about the fullbacks. Think of the fullbacks, how important they were in the 2000s, in the 80s, in the 90s, and now look at the 2010s, late 2010s. There's no good fullback other than Kyle
Houston.
Yeah, there's no use for a fullback nowadays. So that's what I'm saying. At what point is the running back gonna phase out to that?
Honestly, I kind of agree with you on that one. I know it's kind of crazy to think about, but I think as the years go by, we're gonna kind of see running backs kind of turn a little more as a wide receiver. You kind of already see that with guys like Christian McCaffrey or those other players.
Even his teammate Debo.
Yeah.
So it's I agree. Like eventually it's going to be a wide receiver running back combination, and not really, a solid straight up running back.
Okay, in that sense, I can understand because I was kind of thinking like, what about those guys that can just that's all they do? You know, like Nick Chubb, like Damian Pierce. You know what's gonna happen to them? Because if we're gonna start just making everyone like a hybrid, like Eckler, CMC, etc., like what's gonna happen to them? They're just not gonna play anymore.
I feel like there's gonna be a turning point in high school football where players are gonna realize it's not worth
In
it.
high school football?
Yeah, it's gonna start from the low levels. I feel like a lot of kids are gonna be like, you know what? Running backs are not getting paid. Running backs are not getting extensions. Is it really worth it getting beat up every 15 attempts? At this time, they're gonna be like, you know what? Why don't we just play running back, wide receiver? You know, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna start at the youth level, move up to the high school level. They're gonna be like, okay, at what point am I really worth playing? You know, am I really playing for the worth? You know, getting banged up after every attempt.
I don't know. I mean, it's really hard to actually think about the reality because, I mean, running backs aren't getting paid, but also think about like it's been a big part of football forever.
Forever, yeah.
Running the football and passing the football has been a big,
Yeah.
It's just a 50-50 split,
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if you have to take into perspective the fullback position, how it phased out. You know, it can happen with any position. It really can.
You think wide receiver?
Oh no, it will never. I'll never phase out. But the reality is that once the football scene switches from a run heavy offense into a very pass heavy offense, that's when you start seeing positions going into extinction like that. So that's what I'm saying. Look at the fullback case and look how they're treating the running backs right now.
I actually think the market can get reset with JT if he has a very good year.
Yeah.
I think JT's like one of the last hopes, I guess, especially given the fact that the Colts, they don't really have the pass catchers like that. Anthony Richardson is raw. Yeah. They're gonna be run heavy. I always told you, like, if they get Anthony Richardson, they're gonna be run heavy at minimum. Like, they might not be the best of the best, but they're gonna be run heavy off the bat.
Oh, for sure.
So I'd say if JT does not get the extension, does not get the bag, then we're really looking at what's gonna happen to the running backs, bro.
Yeah.
Because would a Bijan and Gibbs just become hybrids? Because I can see them being hybrids too.
Yeah, I can see that too.
Because they were very good pass catchers in college.
Yep.
What do you think about this?
Honestly, it's kind of just a crazy thing to think about. I agree with Lopez here about it changing from the high school and from the the younger players. It's definitely going to change in the future. It's just all crazy right now about the market.
Yeah.
And with Josh Jacobs, a lot of people think he's gonna get traded. Do you think he's gonna get traded, or you think? Because I know you're big on that.
Yeah, I'm 100% calling it now. Josh Jacobs is going to request a trade. I just don't see him staying with the Raiders franchise the way they've been treating him and the way it ended last year. I just felt like overall, Josh Jacobs probably deserves better, and he knows that he can put himself in a better situation. That's why I'm saying the Miami Dolphins will take the chance on him. Obviously, he's not going to get the extension right away. The Dolphins don't have that money. But I do think eventually he will play up to par. If he stays with that same level from last year, then he will get his extension. But it just depends. The market's very volatile right now. I can't tell you enough how bad this free agency period, this franchise period was horrendous for running backs.
Yeah, no, it was crazy to think about how he was supposedly in the parking lot, like at 1 p.m.
with Max,
with the team
Cross,
leader,
yeah,
waiting.
It's
like that. Bro,
it tells you a lot. It tells you a lot.
He wants it bad. He wants the contract.
Yeah, he does.
It's messed up.
He was confident. I feel like he was confident that he was gonna get it, because that's the sole reason he was there, was because he felt like he was gonna just walk in and just sign the papers, but it didn't happen. So here we are.
So you think he's gonna get traded too, or?
Honestly, it's kind of tough because if you look at the history of Super Bowl winners of the past few years, none of them really have running backs that are paid like that.
True.
Like if you look at last year, you look at Pacheco and McKinnon.
He wasn't even making it.
They were not making that much. Yeah. So as a GM, why would you pay that much for a running back if it doesn't really put you over the edge like that? You know, like.
It makes sense. Yeah. And that's.
But do you think he's a good trade?
I think he will. You know, because I mean the Raiders won't pay him. You know, he deserves the money, but they just won't give him the money.
Yeah, and I think that factors in too, because owners are going to be like, "Oh, running backs, you know, are not a factor at all. They haven't been a factor. We all saw how Miles Sanders was not used at all. So that's what I'm saying. The phasing out of the running back, we're slowly seeing it. We're seeing the signs. You know.
I guess in a sense, I can actually really understand what you're saying because I kind of agree. Because if you think about it, the Chiefs, you know, they didn't really use Pacheco too much.
No.
And like you said, Sanders, I remember he only had like 7 carries.
The Rams, the year you guys won.
Oh yeah, that too.
Like honestly, who was the running back? I can't remember. It was Henderson.
It was Cam Akers. Right?
Cam Akers, yeah.
Bro, I can't even remember my own team's running back.
The reality is, the last couple of years, I can't remember. I mean, the last running back I remember in a Super Bowl doing something was it was James White, the New England Patriots.
And he wasn't even getting paid that much.
And he wasn't getting paid. But he made he made the game-winning touchdown. So when you think about it, when they do show up, but when you use them, and lately, they haven't. Really haven't. And it's a sad reality. The market really got screwed up this deadline, and I mean, hopefully someone breaks it, like you said, like JT.
Yeah, I mean, the only way I don't know what's gonna happen with Josh Jacobs. Personally, I feel like Josh Jacobs may legit just sit out, because
but that hurts his pockets.
I could tell. No, it hurts his pockets, but I can tell. I mean, the interviews he had even before, like, you know, the season was ending, like, you know, he bought a home in Las Vegas, but you could tell that he was pretty disappointed. I just feel like he really just does not want to play with them anymore.
No.
You know?
No.
I don't think he's going to start acting like AB.
Oh, no.
You know, like all dumb and all that. But
he knows his worth. He knows his worth.
But, you know, I just really can't imagine Josh Jacobs playing another down for the Raiders. But Saquon, I will say, like, if he does sit out, I will be shocked.
Yeah.
But I don't know. At the same time, I feel like
he deserves more.
Yeah, he deserves more.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's going to stay a Giant. I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens.
We'll see. But I think, like you said, he will report to training camp eventually, and he won't sit out too long. He's a team player at the end.
Yeah, he is.
He really is. So it's not like he's going to be selfless and be like, oh, I'm not going. I'm not going to do anything.
And then I think, you know, with Dalvin Cook and Zeke, Leonard Fournette,
they learned it. Yeah.
You know, all out in the market. I mean, Leonard Fournette is not the same anymore, but still, like, people who people know, you know?
Yeah.
Still being out in the market, just wanting a team to sign them.
Exactly.
It's crazy to think about. And I'd say, realistically, I think Zeke is going to probably go with a contender, though. I still think Zeke will go to contender. And Dalvin, if Josh Jacobs doesn't go there, then I think he's going to be a Dolphin.
I guess. I will say, though, is that I just don't think at this point, if the team now that teams are reporting at training camp, I don't know where the hell Zeke, Fournette, all these guys are going to go, because it's kind of getting to a point where you're like, it's late. It's getting late. It's really getting late. Dalvin Cook, nothing. We don't know anything. Supposedly he rejected a deal. So these running backs are not making any deals. They're rejecting deals. They think they're worth more than $10 million. Like,
I mean, in a sense, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy. Like, at this point, it is crazy, but I'm not really understanding what you mean when they say positions going to be extinct, because if you're saying, obviously, these running backs want 10 mil. And if you think about it, the position, you know, obviously goes through a lot, bro. Like, you're literally running through grown men trying to get a couple yards, and you're literally getting hit at full force.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's one of the hardest positions on the offensive side, and the risk to reward is really high at this point. Like, is it really worth getting injured for less than 10 mil, getting 5 mil? So yeah, it like I said, it's gonna be a whole shift. We'll see how it turns out. But on to other news. Where do you think a guy like Dalvin Cook. Well, I mean, it's not other news, but where do you think like a guy like Dalvin Cook would end up? If you're out of options, where do you think he's gonna end up? Because he's like
if he's out of options,
like it's like to the point where like there's no like he can't go to a contender.
I guess the Cardinals. I guess
Yeah.
because I think James Conner's a little older than him.
Yeah.
He's had I would say a little bit worse of an injury history. I don't know. What do you think?
Man, I mean, I hope he goes to a contender because he's actually really good. But honestly, if he doesn't, I see him probably going somewhere like the Panthers that are kind of mediocre.
You with Miles Sanders there?
I totally forgot Miles Sanders there. If I'm being honest.
I mean, it'd be interesting having Dalvin Cook there. I mean, I even then I don't think Miles Sanders is like an RB1.
Yeah.
So Dalvin Cook, it could just be a 1-2 punch kind of thing.
Yeah, I would say if they get Dalvin Cook and Miles Sanders, they would have a great balance at running back. Great balance.
And I think they'd have a good shot at the NFC South, if I'm being honest. It makes them a little deeper.
It makes them a little deeper, but I actually think the Falcons have the most hope, you know, in terms of running back. In the division.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I think them and the Saints.
Oh, yeah, the Saints, yeah. I was going to say the Saints because they got Kamara and Williams. But.
Yeah. But, yeah, and then the Zeke. Like, there are some people actually really out here talking about Zeke potentially being a Cowboy again. I was like, I don't know about that after he got puttied by that guy, that Niner.
He got put into center.
Yeah. I could see it happening, but he has to take the lowest pay cut that he can, bro, because he's not gonna get on the Cowboys' side to be like, oh, give me $10 million. he's Jerry Jones is like.
He got paid like I remember he still got like
ago.
that 6 year $90 million.
Yeah, and it didn't turn out that great for them. So.
Do you think he'll be signed back for a cheap price?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he will get signed at all.
I can see that.
I mean, he's just not that good anymore. I mean, he's good if you're at the 5-yard line, you can punch it in, but that's really it.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
I could, like honestly, all these guys, I could see them getting signed very late into the season for a playoff run, but that's it. That's the only way to get into a contender, because at this point it's too late. People are reporting the training camp, preseason is upon us. Like, the window is tightening up.
The first preseason game from today is actually 2 weeks.
Exactly. Look at that.
What do you think about that? What do you guys think about how football is pretty much 2 weeks away?
Yeah, I'm happy, man. This only means that our rankings are like going like that. We're speeding up. We're making sure that everything's on point. Any injuries, we're making sure. So that's why when preseason's coming, that means like you got to be on top of it, like fantasy wise.
I guess it's time to formally announce that we have a draft guide in the works. In the works for QB, running back, tight end, wide receiver.
The whole offensive side.
Except the kicker and defense, because
it's important, but that's...
We'll talk about it more in the draft guide. The draft guide is not going to just be the positions. It's going to be like strategies. So probably talk about... It's to talk about how we would approach kickers and defense, but we're not going to project them just because... I don't know. I feel like right there it'll just be a little too much.
Yeah, it's give or take, honestly. If I'm being honest, my strategy for defense is get a different defense every week. I don't know if you guys roll like that. You guys.
I would say the only way I would is if I don't have a top 5 defense, because defenses are unpredictable. You know, But how do you feel about fantasy football coming back pretty soon?
Hey, I mean, I might have to check you guys' rankings to kind of, because we're all in the same league, so, to kind of get an idea of where you guys have people. So just to kind of.
How many leagues have you won?
Huh?
How many leagues have you won?
Hey, man, I just started, so you can't throw it at me. Actually, no, I did win one. There
you go. I started earlier and I have won 0 leagues.
But our rankings, when we combine our rankings, we won multiple. Okay.
Yes. Right. We're gonna help you guys. No. I've seen his rankings. His rankings are wild. Don't take them. No, I'm just playing.
Well, we always gotta think about the unpredictable.
Yes.
You understand. You guys will understand once you see the rankings.
I have disagreements with his rankings, but like it's everything's on the table. Fantasy is all over the place. You can't just make a one concrete mock draft. You can't make a strategy that's gonna be 100%. So.
That's why it's gonna be free.
Because if you can take the chance. Don't. We're not like other people that like we're gonna sell you a guide and end up failing you at the end. So like we're gonna send you a guide that is free without any fees, anything. Just take a look.
Free.
Take a look and see what the deal is, and if you.
All I gotta say is but I would say maybe think about me because I think outside the box and think about how much it's paid off. I mean, you experienced it firsthand. I mean, and then you experienced it another year too. But it's always important to think about outside the box. That's all I gotta say. And training camp's around the corner. We're so hyped. We're proud to be back. And then that pretty much sums this up. Any last words?
I just want to thank you guys for having me here. It's been a pleasure. Honestly, it's my first time being in front of camera, but kind of comfortable. So thank you guys for having me here.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
You already know, Nathan. We're running it back. Another year of fantasy. Can't wait. Let the best man win. Because when it comes to our league, it's ruthless.
I'm him. I'll win.
I don't know about that.
But yeah, we're back, baby. We're here to film every week, a new episode every week. Catch us on TikTok, catch us on Instagram, uploading video clips every day, mostly every day. But yeah, that's it for us.